Artists, please remember, you are not in Kansas. You're in Kansas City, Missouri. We're a much more interesting shape. Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to EmKay. I'm your host, Robin, and today we're going to be taking a look at r/Oddlyspecific. We've all been here at least once. Makes you kind of suspicious, right? Let's get right in there. Anytime a beautiful 23-year-old woman in a movie is attracted to a mediocre man played by a comedian who wrote the script, I count it as a plot hole. What movie are you referencing? This guy looks like every single Spider-Man actor put together. Hey, you're right though. Serious question. When someone's telling you a sad story and crying, how long should I wait before I take a bite of my corn dog? Gender, F, M. Male, female, famale, fel male. High school visit on March 17th. Gender, international high school visit at Ho Chi Minh City at March 19th. I'm gonna go with famale. The most important thing I've learned in life, and I can't stress this enough, you gotta make a salad in a bigger bowl than you think. You gotta use bigger stuff in general, as it turns out. OMG, cute date idea. Go donate blood together and save 6 lives collectively, and then buy a 6-pack of wine coolers to share and get absolutely blackout for $8 due to disproportionate blood to alcohol level. Oh my god. Well, this is just proper fiscal responsibility. Imagine pulling a 14-hour shift at the Tesla factory, coming home, turning on the TV, and your boss is on the telly pretending to be an Italian cartoon character on trial for murder. And he's really bad at it. It's the year 2032. You're driving on the highway to work in your Apple car when you hear the news that the Apple Car 2 is coming out. Suddenly, the speed of your car goes from 95 to 25 miles per hour. Chaos ensues. A president makes a new law that anyone shorter than him gets executed, but he accidentally makes it an amendment to the Constitution so it applies to future presidents too. In the next elections, there's a frenzy of people voting for the shortest president so they don't die. And this is how they end up electing a 3-foot-tall man named Pinwheel Patrick, who goes on to become the most tyrannical dictator the world has ever seen. Pinwheel Patrick, that's badass. When you go to grab the last refreshing Capri Sun out of the fridge, but then your little sister, whose special needs I might add, appears behind you and says, "Oh, I want a Capri Sun too." So you give her the last one, but she says, "Wait, this isn't the last Capri Sun, is it?" And you know that if you tell her it is, she'll refuse it because she hates to see you go without, so you tell her a little white lie? No, there is another. Jeez. Never stop dating your wife. Pick her up in your 1997 Mercury Sable. Take her to TGI Fridays. Hold in a nervous fart during Wall-E. Never stop dating your wife. I want to date you. If someone you know is getting deeply into making bread from scratch, they are deeply depressed, I promise you. That's why I avoid bread makers every time I go to Goodwill. No thank you. Couples have an amount they can spend up to without discussing with each other. Mine's around $50. My wife's is around $643.27 apparently. What the hell did she buy? Your blood relations are just your suggested pre-generated party members, but it's perfectly okay to ditch as many of them as you like and craft an entire party of lizard folk pyromancers instead. Or whatever suits you, honestly. No. I want to hear more about the lizard folk pyromancers and what they're all about. His face looks like he told a joke that no one laughed at and someone said it louder and everyone burst out laughing. That is an annoyed, betrayed expression, yes. I want Terry Crews and Vin Diesel to do a buddy cop movie where they're both secret nerds, but they don't want the other to know. Like, Vin Diesel plays D&D on weekends, and Terry likes to create epic crossover fan art. Somehow, they have to work undercover at Comic-Con, and for whatever reason, I need Daniel Radcliffe to be the villain. I'd like to add, not a character played by Daniel Radcliffe, Dan Radcliffe, appearing as himself. No, wait. I want Elijah Wood to play Daniel Radcliffe. Elijah Wood plays Daniel Radcliffe, and his evil sidekick is Elijah Wood, played by Daniel Radcliffe. Your Tinder date welcomes you into their bedroom. They excuse themselves and go to the restroom, leaving you alone on their bed. What's your next move? A. Lick their Himalayan salt lamp. B. Lick their Himalayan salt lamp. C. Lick their Himalayan salt lamp. D. All of the above. You know, I've never thought about doing it, but now I'm gonna think about nothing but, so thanks. The next Call of Duty should be a realistic RPG that starts with you working at Little Caesars and an army recruiter lies to you at the mall. I would buy it. We've all got a mate who randomly disappears on a night out, then returns 3 hours later with new friends they met in the smoking area. Cuts and bruises, a traffic cone, no phone, and a llama. Alright, the llama part does interest me a little bit, I won't lie. $10 million right now in your hand, but there's a catch. A snail is chasing you for the rest of your life, and if it touches you, you die a terrible death. This snail cannot be killed. It knows your location at all times. Its only purpose is to find you. You taking the money? $10 million? I have to live my life on the frickin' run? But wait a minute, the snail cannot be killed. I can trap it in a box. Just a 2-inch thick acrylic cube on all sides. No way out. Can't be killed, so oxygen's not I'm overthinking this. Give me the money. Bro, you remember being like 8, no phone, no MP3 player, completely unprepared, just showing up to school with a Lunchable like, it. Whatever happens to me today. Do you still say reading is one of your favorite activities or hobbies even though you actually haven't read in months, but you used to read like a book a day when you were younger, so much so that it became a personality trait, and now you for some reason cannot for the life of you make yourself read, but you're still emotionally attached to that part of you and hope by speaking it into existence, you'll someday rediscover that happy version of your normal self? Or are you normal? Oh, that's me, but with video games, unfortunately. There's only one good absurd threat that's ever been posted on Twitter.com, but it is, as the kids say, a real doozy. Disrespect me again and I'll determine your body's resonant frequency and play a jaunty horn solo that boils your miserable organs inside out. Alright, call center, except for Panama. Call 1-800-SAMSUNG. Wait, why not Panama? I hate when dates are just talk about boring work stuff like passwords and guard rotations at the research facility you work at. Yeah, me too. You've reached peak cooking when a 105-year-old Japanese third-generation owner of a ramen stand calls your ramen okay. Yeah, that's pretty high frickin' praise. Our boss just banned overly specific nicknames, and the whole office is staring at Rat Snitch Brian the Good Time Ruiner. You Rat Snitch Brian the Good Time Ruiner. Ooh, let's see what this is about. Wanted rematch. Hi, I'm Michael, and in 1985, I finished second in the under 6 egg and spoon race at my school sports day. If you were the winner of that race, meet me here at 11:42 a.m. on Thursday, and we're gonna race again. I don't recall your name, but if I remember rightly, you are fast and the height of a child. I'm much faster now than I was then, so it should be a good race. I'll bring an egg for you to use, but you'll have to bring your own spoon because most of mine are in the dishwasher and I've not been able to open it since February. I can switch it on and off, but I can't open the door. Maybe the latch is broken? Does that happen? I'll call a plumber soon. Michael. Dear residents, due to the recent actions of a specific tenant, we've been forced to update our community rules. Please find these new rules below. No trash bags placed outside your door. No loud music after 10 p.m. No yodeling at any time. Do not feed the squirrels nachos. Do not change the sign for the fitness center so it reads Fatness Center. Do not pull out Yu-Gi-Oh cards and threaten to send residents to the Shadow Realm. Do not climb other people's balconies while drunkenly yelling, I am Spider-Man. No zip lines. Do not place rent checks in a bear trap outside the rental office. Do not make rent checks out to you greedy motherfuckers. Do not yell at the moon. Do not enter the laundry room in a luchador mask and attempt to wrestle other residents. No trick-or-treating unless you are a kid and it is Halloween. Do not yell, order up, and throw hot dogs at people as they walk past your window. And do not attach basketball hoops above resident doors, knock, and then dunk on them when they answer. Moving forward, failure to abide by these rules will be grounds for eviction. Thank you so much. Commercial break, husband, silent. Fight scene, husband, completely and utterly silent. Quiet dialogue scene. So let me tell you about the history of rockets. Oh God, what are we looking at here? Okay, let me break it down for the people who haven't had a chicken sandwich from either Chick-fil-A or Popeyes. Chick-fil-A's sandwich tastes like it was cooked by a white woman named Sarah who grew up around black people. The flavor's there, but Sarah cares about your cholesterol, so she's careful about the breading and grease content. Popeye's sandwich tastes like it was cooked by an older black lady named Lucille that serves on the usher board and has 12 grandkids that call her Medea. Medea don't give a about your cholesterol because God's in control. I hope this helps. You just gotta decide in the moment, which one are you going for? It's always Popeyes, don't at me. Me holding a gun to a mushroom? Tell me the name of God, you fungal piece of shit. Mushroom, can you feel your heart burning? Can you feel the struggle within? The fear within me is beyond anything your soul can make. You cannot kill me in a way that matters. Me cocking the gun, tears streaming down my face. I'm not scared of you. Hey OP, what the does this mean? Decay exists as an extant form of life. That's a terrifying answer. You have a lovely day. Shape-shifting is the best superpower because you can have any haircut at any time. You can turn into a hotter version of yourself. You can turn into a dragon. You can turn into a robot. You can turn into a shambling mound of abstract shapes and sulk outside your estranged father's house at night while chanting ominously about his sins. This took a weird turn, but hey, I'm still on board, as we all should be. Me? Hello, I would like some spinach. Just a normal amount for a normal person. Grocery store? Yeah, right. Bet you love spinach, you little spinach freak. Here's a brick of spinach. A literal bathtub full. You have 3 days to eat it all before it goes bad. Apple Music. Here's a song for you. Spotify. I've made 75 unique playlists based on your DNA and set to the beat you breathe in. I also wrote you a personalized love song about all the things I like about you. Please don't leave me. What would the kids and I do without you? Please stay. Maybe, Spotify, you should fix your stupid shuffle feature. Don't call yourself cool unless you were outcast all your life and still grew up to be developed and likable by all people, but still seclude yourself from groups because the earlier stages of your life really tainted your perspective of others and it stuck with you the whole time. Red-eyed tree frogs always look like they just remembered they were supposed to pick up their tadpole a half an hour ago. No, the one in the bottom right does. The other two are just chilling. If we don't get our together, there will never be a 42069, and that's bad. No, there will be one. You won't be there, though. How f***ed up would it be if you just jumped in a ball pit and it was tomatoes painted different colors? Ooh, DashCon would have been real interesting. The age of consent is like the number of rat hairs that you're legally allowed to put in a hot dog. If you have to look it up, you're doing something f***ed up and you should probably stop. How do you politely tell your visitor that it's time to go home? Well, if you're from the Midwest, you just say, well, real forcefully and slap your knees with your hands and then stand up. Other Midwesterners will recognize the single and say, suppose we should head out. Oh boy, soft rocks, huh? Can you imagine though? You send your enemies a rather large amount of these in various sizes. You leave no return address or explanation. They open all the boxes to discover these wondrous pillows. They're reluctant to keep them, but eventually they give in and integrate them into their home like the above picture. After a few weeks or even months, they become accustomed to having them in their home and routinely relax in a large pile of the odd pillows. Until one night, you just take every single one back and replace them with the actual rocks of the same dimensions so that when it's time for them to relax and unwind from their day, they fall into a pile of hard, unmoving boulders. They break their spine and are paralyzed. You have won. What the f*** is wrong with you? Get you someone who looks at you the way this woman looks at the guy who killed a mountain lion with his bare hands last week. Looks like his cougar problems are far from over. Do not play AC/DC on this jukebox. Your song will be skipped. No refunds. I hate AC/DC. Aaron Morse, owner. Do not play it. Please do not play it. Also, you can't play Nickelback, Hoobastank, Matchbox 20, Hinder, Buckcherry, Def Leppard, the song Wagon Wheel, or any other overplayed music. Thank you for your patronage and no AC/DC. Jeez. Countries whose current leaders themselves at a McDonald's in 1997 versus countries whose current leader did not. I'd be willing to bet that most of these countries are lying. Why come they called him Beast in the castle when everyone knew his name because they'd been working for him forever anyway? Like, I would be just like, hey, Chewbacca Adam or some shit. There's no reason to call him Beast. I'd hide in my room all day too if my employees started making fun of me. If my manager decided to pull some rude ass shit with a witch and got me living the next 10 years of my life as an immortal singing toaster oven, you can bet your ass I'd wake him up every goddamn morning with a flaming panini directly to the face. Rise and shine, you ugly. Time to hear a song. I call this one Ode to an Inconsiderate Piss Baby, and the first 9 verses are just me screaming at various decibels. Is there anything more nauseating than expensive heterosexual wedding culture? My dream wedding, outside, illegal fireworks, shoes are optional, mostly potluck, someone's dressed as a wizard and I get to insult my relatives, hopefully some live music. You want to get married at Bilbo Baggins' 11th birthday? Who the hell wouldn't? That party was f***ing sick. You're really letting dudes in khaki shorts with a drug charge that play in bands that won't leave their hometown and describe 24 flavors of their favorite vape juice and cheat on you with underage girls while explaining in detail why you need to smoke more weed? Oh, that was hard to do. First day at Domino's, manager. Oh, and one more thing. Don't pizzas. Me. Assistant manager, seriously, don't them. Cook, don't the pizzas, dude. I'm not. Customer, that guy's not gonna my pizza, is he? Not if he wants to keep his job, he won't. What's going on? I want to make an infomercial where it's not clear what the guy's selling. Like, he's demonstrating how powerful this vacuum is by sucking up a bowling ball, but then he starts showing you how strong the bowling ball is by dropping it on some knives. And then he's showing you how the knives haven't been damaged at all by using them to cut through some shoes, and it goes on for 2 hours. Then it just loops back to the start while the number flashes on screen the whole time, and if you call it, it just echoes whatever you say back to you. Learn today that my ex-husband buys his weed from a lesbian dominatrix that banned him from DJing at her sex club because he kept playing his version of Lean On Me, made entirely of samples of Homer saying, "Dope!" Amazing. Every word in that sentence is better than the last. You got that right. What if you put your fingers in a girl's mouth to be sexy and she just makes a really loud whistle with them and calls a horse over? Well, that's awesome because now we have a horse. They're worth so much money. The Jewish-Japanese Sex and Cookbook and How to Raise Wolves by Jack Douglas. A lot covered in one book. Where have you been, Jack Douglas? What kind of things have you seen? I'd give up everything to become a small anthropomorphic woodland animal wearing Victorian clothes, living in a little house in a meadow, and my neighbor's a goose wearing a bonnet, and my only worry is that my apple pie will be ready when Mrs. Owl comes to visit me for tea time. Hey, how'd you get my Twitter drafts? We've come to the end of another video, folks. Before we get going though, let's take a look at that fan art, shall we? I've never used Reddit but wanted to show you a Cybertronian EmKay hand. Oh, what's that language up there? It says, oh, but it means EmKay though. Really, really good art though. All jokes aside, always remember if you even somewhat enjoyed today's video to consider dropping a like down below, and if you really enjoyed it, well, make sure to get yourself subscribed and click that bell icon. And if you want to hear or see more of yours truly, then check out my links in the description down below. And until next time, I'll catch you later.